My name is Chris, and this is video number 5 of Networks and Data Security. In this video, we're going to be talking about some amazing things, some incredible things. You're going to love it. What things, you may ask? Things like threats and solutions to internet security, password policies, and application security. Are you ready? Let's go! Some of the most common threats come in the form of malware and viruses, phishing scams, and DOS or denial of service attacks. Those are my favorite. Now, malware and viruses, most of us are already familiar with. This is software that gets installed, say, onto your computer that creates pop-ups or starts logging and tracking everything that you do, your passwords, banking information, the works. Bottom line, they slow your computer down, make it run like shit, and you just can't get rid of it. Pardon the cursing. I'm going to try and beep that out in post-editing. Phishing scams are those Nigerian prince emails that you keep getting about how you're the last surviving member of a family that inherited this grand fortune. You just need to send them your bank account info, credit card number, blood type, and firstborn. And denial of service attacks are the kinds that, say, flood a network full of traffic and packets. The whole point of it being to bog down that network with so much information and traffic and requests and ports and stuff that it effectively prevents legitimate users from using it to the point that the network shuts down. And one of the easiest solutions to all these problems is good anti-spyware and antivirus. That's a program that you have on your computer that runs in real time at all times to monitor incoming and outgoing traffic, applications that are open, and the things that they're trying to do. Now, a good version of this is something that prevents an active connection from establishing with your computer to prevent the download of a virus, for example, or a file that you think is legitimate but contains a virus therein. One that captures the information as it's being downloaded to build the program, realizes that there's a virus in it, and immediately stops this connection and download. Now, even if something gets downloaded to your system and then you go to install it and somehow, for some reason, it gets past your stuff because it's crap, well, ideally, when it tries to do viral things like modify your registry, your startup sequence, and that sort of thing, it's actually going to prevent it. It's going to say, hey, this program's trying to make a change to the system, probably isn't allowed to do it, going to go ahead and ask you for permission. So when you keep clicking yes on all those different pop-ups to never ask you again, you're kind of asking for trouble. Now, at the account layer, one of the best ways to protect yourself from being compromised is to use multi-factored authentication. So instead of just typing in your password, which your computer has already logged because you downloaded that virus, you will also have to enter a key that's sent directly to your phone via text message or your email, for example. And as a solid foundation to protect yourself, as we mentioned in the previous video, firewalls are among the easiest things to set up in a software solution. And in a business environment, they're one of the best things to set up as a hardware solution. Moving on to password policies. Now, you know every time you go to set up a password how it tells you that, oh, this password's too short. Oh, it must be at least this many characters. It must have a capital. It must contain a special character. It must have a number. Can't start with a number. Must not be the same as your username. I hate that crap. The whole point of these policies is to try and force the user to create a password that is unique in its sequence of characters, is not easily guessable, and to help try and prevent any unauthorized access to your account. But more importantly, to make it difficult for people to guess what your password is. Then you get users like Deborah that just write all of it down on Post-it on their monitor. Now, in business environments, typically you're going to be forced to change your password every 30 days or 90 days, what have you. Now, a good network setup is going to prevent you from using the same password for, say, the accounting program as what you're using to access Gmail. Because if your password is the same across all these different platforms and applications, you've now created a myriad of different programs that, if one is compromised, can be used to compromise the rest. Now we are on to application security. And so far, we've touched on things like encryption and preventing an application from doing things that you really don't want it to do, the way viruses and malware work, for example. But application security in this video is more pertaining to things like CD keys, the application security layer that prevents unauthorized use or illegal use of software and copies thereof without having purchased legitimate ones. Take that, flesh eater! Woo. Now, another facet of application security is the way that programs are designed to help keep things secure for you as the user while you're using them. So that's why a lot of times when you're entering your passwords, they show up as dots or stars. It's to make sure that anybody sitting to either side of you or the Deborah looking over your shoulder isn't going to see what you're typing in, at least insofar as what's on the screen. Somebody that snaps a picture of the screen while you're entering this information can probably zoom in and see what your username is. But the password being masked prevents them from also getting that password when you're typing it in without them knowing. Without you knowing. Prevents them from getting it without you knowing. I swear English is my first language. As software developers, you have access to a wide range of encryption tools and services. There are crypto libraries and whatnot that you can build into your programs directly. These are things like software suites that will handle everything from user authentication to the data being sent to and from your program to a database or through a network connection to try and make sure that what you send, what you're using, what you're working with stays secure. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. All right. Thanks for watching video number 5. And I don't know, buy me a beer or coffee or I don't know, something. I'm thirsty.